Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So it is the 11th of January and I have yet to wrap up anything in this vlog. So it's about time I got started. On the 1st of January, I sat down and read volumes 3 and 4 of Lumberjanes and I loved them. I liked 4, but I really liked 5. It was set in like a winter storm. And it just was so fun. It had a lot of backstory for the camp and some of the characters that we've only sort of been introduced to. I mean, we've been introduced to them, but they're kind of mystery characters. So we got a little bit more introduction to them, and I thought that was so much fun. But yeah, it was good. Both of them are really good, and I thought that was a great way to kick off my year of reading. And then the first audiobook that I finished this year was The Storied Life of A.J. Fickery. And I had this, I actually had it on my iPad as like a Kindle download that I got for cheap when Book Riot, because Book Riot does that email where they show you cheap ebooks that you can get, and that was one of the ones that I bought because I'd heard so many good things about it. I ended up getting the audiobook from my library and listening to it, and it was so cute. It was really as charming as everyone says it was. It had a lot of heart and definitely made you feel a lot of things. It also made me want to open up a bookstore more than ever. But yes, it was really fantastic. And there's a scene where the little girl Maya is the narrator and she's running around a bookstore and she talks about how people are feet and people are shoes. And it was just like, I don't know, that was so, for some reason that is gonna stick with me for a very long time. I just thought that was such an amazing viewpoint and just really cute addition to the story. Call the Undertow was the first physical book that I finished this year, and this was incredible. Absolutely incredible. This was one of the 2 books in the November Moth box that Mercedes put together. I can't speak today. Which I cannot wait until the next one comes out, because this was incredible and I'm really excited to read the trio. This is set in kind of it's just a very wintry book. It's set in, I believe it's Northern Ireland, but it is like this beautiful story about this woman, and there are all these kind of little mysteries. You know, something has made her leave Oxford and go far away from everyone she knows. She's working kind of as a like satellite from her job. She's a cartographer. And it's about her life in this little village. It's about her relationship and like friendship with this little boy named Trothan, I think is his name. And there's so many mysteries, so many just like little details, and it just floored me. It's a quiet novel, but it's everything that I wanted right now, and I'm so glad to have found this. This is probably going to be on my top books for this year because I think about it a lot, and I'm like, I kind of want to reread it because I feel like there's so many things I missed reading it the first time. But yeah, beautiful, atmospheric. I feel like if you like Burial Rites by Hannah Kent, you might like this, because it does have that same very like cold and mysterious atmosphere, just very atmospheric. Yes, my tree's still up. All the ornaments are off of it, but I haven't taken the lights off and got rid of the tree. We really need to do that. The last book next to the last, is Gemena by Amy Kaufman and I almost said Megan Spooner. That's a completely different trilogy. And Jay Kristoff. This was great. It wasn't as good as Illuminae. I will say that. I will definitely say that. It was very good, and I got to a part where I was like freaking out and I was like, I have to finish this. And I stayed up last night, later than I should have, to finish it because I just wanted to know what was going to happen, because there's one portion of the book that's just like the way that it's written and the way you have to read it was just kind of, it made my brain hurt, but it also made me very like, I don't know, anxious to finish it. And yeah, at one point I had to actually, you have to actually turn the book upside down, and my husband was laughing at me because I was like, what the hell? Why do I have to turn this book upside down? But yeah, it was really fun, and I can't wait until the third one comes out, because I think it's going to probably be a great conclusion. I don't know why I'm so out of focus, but the last book that I finished, I did actually finish today, and that was Wishful Drinking by Carrie Fisher. I listened to the audiobook, and it was narrated by Carrie Fisher. It was okay. I definitely appreciate her humor and her being just unequivocally who she is. I think that's wonderful, and that's something that is really great about her memoir. But I just felt like it was so disjointed that I just could not follow what she was talking about half the time. And it was like, I don't know, it's very rambly. But I will say there were parts that made me sad, because it was like things between her and her mom, or things between her and her daughter Billy, and my heart just breaks all the time for Billy Lord. But then I had to kind of chuckle at the part where she says that when she died, she was like, mark my words, when I die, they're gonna put up a picture of Leia with that stupid bun hairdo, and it's gonna have 2 dates underneath it. And that's exactly what happened. That is absolutely what happened. So she called it. And there were actually a couple of other like things that she said in there that, reading it after she has now passed away and seeing the media reaction, were so very true, and she called them, and it was kind of creepy, and also kind of like, all right, she was a very self-aware woman. But yeah, it was good. It just was not great. It wasn't one of my favorite memoirs, for sure. You got your little tongue out. So I'm on a roll for January. I finished what was my 7th book of 2017 today, and it was an audiobook. I was listening to The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon on my commute to and from work, and it was so good. It was so good. It was one of those books that I was not sure what to expect going into it. I liked everything, but it was a little problematic in places as far as, like, I don't know, insta-love. And this book definitely had insta-love. The whole book is set over one day, so we already know at the beginning that it's a love story set over one day, so it's obviously insta-love. The way the story's told, though, does not make it feel as insta-lovey as it could. And then on top of that, really, to me, the point of the story was how such, like, one little thing can have an impact on so many lives, and just how interconnected people are, and how just one little thing can cause this cascade. It also had this beautiful, like, vignette type thing where you would come in and out of people's, like, there would be, for instance, this isn't really a spoiler, there's like a couple, and when you're in one perspective, you see the couple at one moment in their life, and then you get it from another perspective and you see the couple at a different moment, and the two people get completely different impressions of the couple based on when in their life they saw them. And that just sort of is, to me, was a lot of what the book was about. It was just so good, and I loved that aspect of it. I loved the cultural aspect of it, the melding of cultures, and just, I thought it was great. I thought it was well done, and I really liked the way the audiobook was read. It was narrated by 3 different people, and it was just beautiful, so I definitely recommend the audiobook. I definitely recommend the book. Last night I finished Timekeeper by Tara Sim. This is a really good book. It is by Holland's author. I've mentioned this many times, but I'm going to keep mentioning it because I'm very proud. And this is a really interesting story. It is kind of steampunk. It has a male-male romance, and it is so cute. The romance is really cute, and I mean, it is a little bit insta-lovey, I will say that. But the world is kind of a modified Victorian London. And she does have in the back kind of the reasons why she modified certain things and how she modified them as related to history. So I thought that was really interesting that she included that. to kind of educate people about the changes she made and why she made them. But there's this really cool mystery aspect to this. I felt like the book started off a little bit slow as it was kind of setting everything up. But the kind of mythical storyline, because there's kind of a secondary, it's woven in there like it's telling the story of a myth that kind of it helps to explain or set up certain aspects of this, because it's about very much about clocks and time and the way that time affects the world, and how these mechanics maintain the clocks and the clocks maintain time, and without the clocks then a town can just stop. And I really found that fascinating, and the mystery aspect and kind of the whodunit aspect was really, really interesting, and I just thought this was really fun, and I definitely would recommend this to anybody. And it does have such a great romance, and I loved that while it's obvious because of the romance that Danny, the main character, is gay, it's not a coming out story. They don't make a big deal of it. He's not trying to hide it, and I thought that was wonderful. And in the back, in kind of the explanation of certain things, she does explain that she wanted, he has a lot of things he has to hide in this book, and a lot of things that he's worried about people finding out. She didn't want his sexuality to be one of those things. So it was something that was just sort of normalized, which in that time period wouldn't have been, but she explains why it is in her book. But I thought that was really lovely, because I think it's hard sometimes to find YA that normalizes homosexuality, that makes it to where it's not something that he's ashamed of or that he's hiding. This isn't a coming out story, and most of them are coming out stories, it feels like. So I really liked that aspect of it, and I would definitely recommend this. So I finished this bad boy last night, and if you'll notice, I also got rid of the stickers. That was quite a trial. I used Goo Gone. My husband was like, if you use Goo Gone on that, it's gonna strip the color off the book. It did not. It smells weird though, so there's that. And it's still just ever so slightly sticky. Anyways, that's completely irrelevant. So I was listening to the audiobook of this in my car, and it was so good. The narrator on audio is fantastic, and I can't wait to listen to the next one. I would go out and pick it up, but then I'm going on vacation for like a week, and so I don't want to have to start it and then stop it for like a week and then come back to it. So I'm gonna wait until I get back from vacation to start the third one. But I really, 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 really enjoyed this. I ended up bringing the CDs in the house and putting them in the DVD player and listening to them for like 5 hours straight yesterday, because I just couldn't handle it. I needed to know. For one, I am overly excited about the fact that I totally called this about halfway through. Like, I was in the car listening to it, and I had to grab my phone at a stoplight and do the thing where you like talk to the notepad and you like dictate to tell my theory to the notepad so that I could have it down. And then I told my husband, like earlier this week, I was like, I think I know who did it, and I explained my theory, and he didn't react because he read it a while ago, so he knew. And then I finished it, and he got home, and the first thing out of my mouth was, what did you think when I told you my theory and it was correct? And he started laughing. He was like, you picked up on some things that I didn't pick up on, that helped you get to the actual killer. So that was really hilarious. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and even though I thought I knew and I was pretty sure, there were enough twists and turns and false leads that I started to doubt myself, and I was really doubting it until the last minute, and then I was like, I knew it! So yeah, really, really good. Really, exciting, fast-paced, fun. Also, what kind of twisted brain does J.K. Rowling have? Because this thing is seriously, seriously twisted. Yeah, so definitely enjoyed this. This is gonna be the last book that I finish for the month. And I'm thinking about changing up the way I do this because I read 13 books this month. And so this is gonna be a really, really long video. I think that I'm gonna continue to do this where I vlog after I have finished a book, but instead of waiting until the end of the month to post them, I think once I have gone through 6 books or so, I'll edit together and post it. So that may mean that it goes up on a Tuesday or a Friday, but depending on kind of my video schedule and what I already have filmed or what I already have planned, it may actually go up on a different day. So it may be kind of a bonus video for that week, because I definitely want to do these more timely, and I like vlogging them, but at the same time, at the end of the month when I have like a 30-minute video, that's not something a lot of people are gonna watch, and I want people to hear my thoughts on the video or on the books, so I think I might start doing that. So this may be the last obscenely long vlog style wrap up, and then from now on there'll be shorter ones with fewer books more frequently. Anyways, I'm just making this video longer, so bye from me and this rascal.